Guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today marks one of the most important and meaningful days for Black Americans, June 19th, also known as Juneteenth. This video is basically about that. Nothing extra, no distractions, just Juneteenth and everything surrounding it. Now, of course, not everyone agrees on how this day should be recognized. Some people actually question why Juneteenth or anything specifically tied to Black culture deserves to be celebrated at all. And then there's the question of who this day is really for. Can any Black person celebrate it, no matter where they came from, or is it strictly for Black American observance? And of course, we have to address why Juneteenth stands as such an important historical milestone in Black American history. We are going to get into all that later. So first, we're gonna watch these clips that I collected for you guys from TikTok, starting with this palm color woman talking about why Juneteenth, like more like why does it have to be all these holidays, public holidays for Black folks? Why this, why that? So we're gonna get into that, and then the reactions, not really the reactions, it's more like, let's just say it's an educational video for educational purposes only. So make sure you drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll come back at the end of this video as usual to give my own 2 cents. Let's watch this.
Juneteenth is, excuse me, what's happening to the white people? They have a Black Miss America. They have a Black college. They have a Black month. What do we have? And now they have Juneteenth. Yes, I understand there was slavery, don't get me wrong. But there was also a Holocaust, and that was more recent than slavery. But you don't hear the Jews saying, gimme, 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 gimme. What's the point of Juneteenth? What is it? I don't know.
You guys have been drilling into us Juneteenth. Y'all do not want to hear no Caribbean, no Afrobeats, no nothing. Just straight Black American music. And I'm going to be honest, as long as you're not saying that if you come from that origin, you can't attend, I'm not mad at it. Like, I'm Jamaican American. I was raised in Jamaica, but obviously I live here in America. I was born in Orlando. It is what it is. I understand the significance of Juneteenth. I will be at work, and then I have to babysit after that, so I will not be going out. But I am not opposed to Black Americans and just saying, hey, this is the day that we have and we don't want anything else. Now, I don't know where all the hate for the Caribbeans is coming from, because you need to ask the DJs. If people are so concerned about that, you need to be reaching out to the people that are hosting these events and saying, hey, it is important that if this is a Juneteenth event for Black American and Black American culture, we would not like to hear Afrobeats. Let that be known. You don't have to come after the Caribbean people, because bitch, we're not the one playing the music. If they want us to bust a wine at 1 o'clock in the morning, like, that's what the DJ is playing. Like, and so I understand the cultural relevance, and I get it. Like, I understand. Just like if this was a Caribbean event, like I'm going to a Caribbean place, like if I hear some Black American music, I'm not going to be mad, but I'm mostly going for the Caribbean vibe. So I get it. I don't know why this is a hard concept. I think everybody's fighting. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of Black Americans are saying, you know what, we want to start gatekeeping our culture and what is for us. And I understand that. I just want this energy kept for other people who are not Caribbean. So if y'all are gonna gatekeep, no issue from me, no problem. As long as you're not saying if you Jamaican or Haitian or Bahamian, you can't come. If we could come, but we can't hear the music we want to listen to, that's fine, because we are guests in that particular event. All I'm saying is that if you're going to gatekeep, cool. Just don't gatekeep away from us. Gatekeep away from the other people who are also actively trying to steal away from your culture. Keep the Rachel Dolezals out as well. That's all I'm asking.
Because I want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying.
Go ahead.
So you're saying because I'm African, I can't celebrate Juneteenth?
That's correct.
How does that make sense?
What you mean?
We have shared ancestry.
Man, that was a long time ago. We had one landmass. We separated. We ain't that same.
Well, what does that have to do with me not being able to celebrate Juneteenth as an African?
You're African. We're African American.
Okay.
What you mean, okay?
What part of shared ancestry don't you understand? That doesn't make any sense. At one point, we shared the same lineage.
Yeah, the colonizers took us because we were the good slaves. We are saying African American good slaves.
Nah,
hold on. What you mean?
Hold on, because you're being disrespectful. What are you talking about, good slaves? That don't make, like,
They left y'all there because y'all wasn't important. This is why y'all can't celebrate that.
Bro, I'm not having this conversation with you.
Because listen,
I'm not having this stupid, bro. Like,
fact.
dog,
Listen,
that don't make no sense.
The colonizers came to get us. You know
No.
what I'm saying? When Lincoln started doing all those slavery, the whole proclamation, this is how he you know what? Us African Americans were fighting for that. They didn't fight y'all Africans because y'all was not important.
I'm writing this debate off because it don't even make sense what you talking about, bro. For you to say something like that, that's you crossing the line.
The way you acting, this is exactly where y'all were left in.
Let me tell you something about Juneteenth you probably didn't know. Even if you did know, share this video anyway because you'd be surprised how many people do not know these facts. Juneteenth started here in Texas, and the only reason it exists is because it commemorates Union General Gordon Granger having to go all the way down to the beaches of Galveston, Texas on June 19th, 1865 to tell the slaves there that they were free. Now, if you know your history, you know Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation 2.5 years prior. So why were the slaves not already freed? It was because the Southern Democratic slave owners of the day did not want to abide by Abraham Lincoln's proclamation, so they literally kept their own slaves in the dark for over 2 years. So Gordon Granger had to go all the way down there to essentially force them to free the slaves they were going to keep indefinitely because they did not want to release their control over them. Now, those are all facts you can look up easily for yourself. And most people have no idea those facts are actually true. And honestly, Democrats do not want you to know that information because it paints them in a negative light and it reframes the entire framework of Juneteenth. It was only made a federal holiday pretty recently, in 2021 actually, when Joe Biden turned it into a national holiday. And one of the reasons the left did that is because they want to essentially rewrite history as it relates to this topic and basically smooth over what their party was responsible for in the past. Now, I already know what's going to happen. We're going to have people who are going to say, oh yeah, well, the party switched. Let me tell you why that argument makes zero sense whatsoever. First of all, if the parties did switch and Democrats did care about the black community, you would see evidence of that in our communities. But do you see that evidence? No. Additionally, saying the party switch does two things. Number one, it acknowledges the fact that Democrats were the original party of the KKK. But two, it's an extra leap in absurdity because in order to believe the party switch, you have to believe that the Republicans and Democrats basically met together and said, okay, we're going to shake hands and switch sides now. Just apply basic logic to this argument. It's almost like saying, okay, yeah, I had an abusive ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend, right? But they said they changed, so I'm going to take them back, even though they do nothing for me now. That is the same logic that is applied to the party switch argument, and it's ridiculous. At the end of the day, anyone paying attention knows that the Democrat Party just uses minorities to achieve their political ends. Nothing has changed over the years, and the parties never did switch. But of course, now they want to make Juneteenth this huge national celebration when it actually is a Texan celebration originally, because they're trying to pander desperately to minority individuals. And they're hoping that people do not know the facts as they stand and will not share the truth with other individuals. So prove them wrong. If you didn't know those facts, share this video. And if you did know the facts already, share it anyway.
Juneteenth is a Black American holiday. Full stop. It is not the time for other groups to suddenly want to claim their blackness now. Because any other time, a lot of you only claim where you're from. I'm not black, I'm Jamaican. I'm not black, I'm African. Well, be that on Juneteenth. Because you don't get to be black when it suits you and then go back to telling us that we have no culture and we don't know where we come from. Keep that same energy when it's time for us to celebrate us. And if we're keeping it a buck, it's Texas's holiday. Because how many of you motherfuckers even knew about Juneteenth before 2019? Anyone? Anyone? Hell, I didn't even know about Juneteenth until my early 20s, and it was from watching the movie Jason's Lyric. So Texas, I'm really sorry that y'all have to stand by and watch the rest of the country bastardize your holiday like this. I really wish y'all would have kept it to yourselves.
And I know Juneteenth around the corner. All I got to say is this better be the blackest fucking Juneteenth of all time. I don't want to hear nothing else but African American art forms. I don't want to hear shit else but rap, R&B, perhaps some country, throw some jazz in it, bitch, maybe even some blues. I don't want to hear no fucking Wizkid Yayo, no Tyler, no fucking Caribbean music. Save all that shit for the rest of the 364 days of the fucking year. Y'all niggas shit on us year round, and it's not to cause a diaspora war, but Juneteenth is for fucking us. If you are not Sulan, if you are not from the Lost Tribe, my nigga, if you are not a descendant of chattel slavery in America, I don't care about what you think about Juneteenth, nigga. This shit ain't for y'all. Everybody else got their own Independence Day. Juneteenth is ours. Black people, y'all better turn the fuck up on Juneteenth. I'm not playing. do your most ratchetest, ghettoest shit. I don't care, bro. Nigga, this shit is for us. We went through this shit. We built this shit. For real.
Juneteenth is for Black Americans only. Not for my fellow Haitians, not for Jamaicans, not for Trinidadians, Black Puerto Ricans, Black Mexicans, Black Indigenous, Black Americans. Let them have a day. Let them have a day. And if there's any day for them to rest, it is Juneteenth. Leave them alone. Let them have their day. Don't make it about you. Don't fish for content on Juneteenth, trying to find a reason to make it about you. Oh, why can't we celebrate Juneteenth? No. It's for them. They've earned it. Let them have it.
Today is Juneteenth, and instead of having a Black woman as president for us to celebrate this wonderful holiday, this is, the day that we get to remind everybody that Black Americans are literally the most copied group on this planet, because we are responsible for so many different innovations, different cultural expressions. All of that comes from Black Americans. But instead of having a wonderful Black woman, educated Black woman, qualified Black woman as president on this wonderful holiday, we are dealing with being pulled into a war that this country has no business being in. We're watching DEI stuff take over, the fucking buzzword, the dog whistle for whenever they're ready to say the hard R. We're watching all this DEI talk. We're watching all of these civil rights be stripped away from people, and we're supposed to just pretend like everything is fine and dandy. This is what I want you to do on this Juneteenth, because this is what I'm going to be doing. Any person that feels like they're going to be out of line today, dig in their fucking ass. And I'm not playing around. I just seen a video yesterday of a woman waiting to get her car worked on, and she was in the lobby of this white auto shop. I think it was like Synergy Auto Care or something like that. And they start talking about Juneteenth, saying the most ignorant shit. And this Black woman got her keys and walked out, and they tried to post the video online like they were in the right, and social media dug in their ass and they took it down. That's what you need to be doing all day today. Anytime you see somebody trying to play around like they don't understand what the today is, let them know. But happy Juneteenth, you know what I'm saying? Wear my hair all curly and stuff like Black people should. So have a good day.
And there you have it, guys. I hope those clips gave you a wide perspective on how people really feel about Juneteenth, especially the first palm color woman who seemed to have so much to say about why this day even matters or why it shouldn't be celebrated at all. So let me, more like answering that properly with full context, because this is not just about opinion. This is about history and understanding why Juneteenth is so significant to Black Americans in particular. Juneteenth marks the day, June 19th, 1865, when enslaved Black Americans in Galveston, Texas, were finally informed that they were free. Now, keep in mind, this was nearly 2.5 years after President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863. The law had technically freed all enslaved people in Confederate states, but the reality was that word didn't spread, or more accurately was kept from spreading to enslaved Black men, women, and children in certain areas like Texas, until Union soldiers finally arrived and made the announcement official and unavoidable. So Juneteenth is not just some random day pulled from nowhere. It represents the actual day that freedom became real for the very last group of enslaved Black Americans. It is literally the day the chains fell off, the final domino in the brutal centuries-long history of chattel slavery in the United States. That is why this day hits differently for Black Americans. It's not just about general freedom. It's about the delayed freedom of a specific people who were deliberately held in bondage even after they were legally set free. That is why Black Americans, descendants of the enslaved, feel so deeply connected to this day, and why it holds a weight that others may not fully understand. And this is where the debate comes in. Some Black Americans feel that Juneteenth should remain something for them alone, by them alone, because it specifically marks an event that happened to their ancestors in their land under the system of American slavery. They feel it shouldn't be watered down or turned into just another diversity day or everyone to casually enjoy without respecting its full meaning. And honestly, I get that. I get why that boundary matters to them so much. But here's the other side. And it's important, even though Juneteenth is rooted in African American history, it touches something much bigger than just geography or national borders, because black people, whether they're Haitian, Jamaican, African, or from any other part of the world, they share a common story, a shared pain, a shared reality of what it means to walk this earth in a black skin. When slavery ended in America, that didn't end the suffering of black people worldwide. Haitian fought their own bloody revolution to free themselves from the French. Jamaicans endured brutal plantation slavery under the British. Africans were captured, stolen, colonized, and exploited for centuries, and it's still happening. There's still exploitation in certain parts of Africa. The chains may have looked different, the flags may have been different, but the oppression, the humiliation, and the dehumanization were the same somehow. Okay, I don't want to put myself in another person's boat. You guys, them themselves know what they went through. Haitians know what they went through. Jamaicans, they know what they went through. We know what we went through as Africans. Okay, so no, it's not cultural appropriation when other black people join in the observance of Juneteenth. If anything, it's cultural solidarity. Let me put it that way. It's a reminder that black struggle didn't just happen in the American South. It happened in the Caribbean, in South America, in Africa, in Europe. And guess what? The stigma of being black still follows us everywhere we go, no matter what passport we hold. That's why, in my opinion, Juneteenth shouldn't divide black people. It should bring us together, not because every black person in the world had a Juneteenth moment, but because every black person in the world knows what it feels to fight for freedom, to be told you are less than human, to carry generational trauma in your blood, in your name, in your history. This isn't the time to keep pain or liberation. This is a time to build bridges between African, American, and Haitians, Jamaicans, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Dominicans, all of us, because when one of us wins freedom, we all win something. When one of us loses, we all feel that loss. Juneteenth is proof that our survival, our dignity, our power are things worth honoring together. But hey, that's just my take on it. What do you guys think about this? Should Juneteenth be strictly for black Americans only? Or is there space at the table for our brothers and sisters from across the diaspora to celebrate too? Should it remain a local American observance or grow into a global black celebration of freedom? Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I want to hear your thoughts, no matter what side you fall on. Let's talk about it respectfully, openly, because we need to talk about this, okay? Please don't mind my voice. I am having a very bad throat, sore throats, whatever. So it's really affecting my voice, my speech. Excuse me. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you found this video valuable, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my content. I'll catch you in my next video. Please stay peaceful.